Thank you, Maddie. My name is Louis Sequeira with Total. I am the automotive product manager. So that includes PCMO, which is our focus today, heavy duty trucking, engine oils, ancillary products, as well as an all new motorcycle lineup or motorcycle oil that we have coming up. Today, we're going to be talking about a new vision of performance with Total. Now, with Total, it's customary for us to start with a safety moment. In this case, we'll be starting with a safety moment that is lifting your vehicle. Now, a lot of us have had more time at home to do and if you're a car guy like myself, which I assume most of you are, you'll work on your vehicles at home, and most of the times you end up lifting your vehicle. The reality is none of us want to end up like this guy that became famous on YouTube for getting stuck under his Honda Accord. So we have a little checklist of items to tick off when you're lifting your vehicle. The first one is, when possible, always park a vehicle on level ground before you jack it up. Second, put the vehicle in park or in first gear if you have a manual transmission and you're facing upwards. If you're facing backwards, put in reverse, and engage the parking brake before you jack up the vehicle. Next point is to never jack up a vehicle without blocking the wheels with wheel chocks or bricks, wooden 2x4s, whatever you could get your hands on, to block the vehicles at the wheels, so when you're raising the vehicle, it doesn't slide down a bit. Always ensure that the jack is placed in the designated lift area of the car. Most vehicles have a pinch weld. Euro vehicles sometimes have a little plastic insert where a jack adapter that's typically rectangular will fit. Some of them have specific jacks that poke in behind the side skirts to enter the frame and lift from there. Check your owner's manual for that location and lift appropriately. Only use a jack to get the vehicle off the ground, never to hold the vehicle in place. With that being said, the jack stands that you do use, make sure they're rated for the appropriate weight, being more rated to a weight higher than your vehicle's curb weight or wet weight. These are just 6 quick points to remember every time you lift the vehicle up, because as we know, it's dangerous to be lifting 3,000 plus pounds and working underneath, and God forbid something happens, your day's basically not ending as happy as it started. But first, let's start with who is Total. Now, Total is a French company. We are a leading global energy company. We are not just a lubricant company. But in the realm of lubricants, we are the 4th largest lubricant supplier. We have over 130 countries. We have employed 100,000 people. We have 2 facilities in Linden, New Jersey, where I'm located, and Rockingham, North Carolina, which are closer to Pond Fox and Kurt House. Now, we have over 60 years of research and development in the lubricant world, and are a trusted partner for most OEMs with an extensive lineup of approved products, which we will get into today. We're closely tied to the automotive organizations that you've probably heard of, being ASEA for European, API and ILSAC for American specifications, and JSO for Asian. Our most recent tagline is "The track is our lab." We have plenty of partnerships with racing teams in which it's a win-win situation, because they get top of the line lubricants and we get nice testing data to prove the quality of our lubricants and how they can withstand even the most harsh conditions. Our 3 main lines in the automotive realm are Total Quartz, the subject of today's presentation, also closely aligned with OEMs and backed by approvals. And we have a complete lineup of fully synthetic high-performance engine oils. On the heavy-duty side, we have the Total Rubia, most notably the Rubia Optima and Rubia Gas for heavy-duty on-road trucking. Across the range, we have over 200 approvals. Total has poised itself for success in the U.S. with a large stake in clean energy and we're currently the lubricant provider for Volvo and Renault in various markets. Now, the all new line, or the brand new line that we have coming up, is the Total High Perf. This is coming soon. It's a complete motorcycle oil lineup, and we are currently the lubricant provider for Kawasaki, CF Moto, and Royal Enfield in various markets. Once these are announced, we will send out product alerts for those interested. I'd like to bring your attention to the New Lube project. We have a different name for it internally, but externally we call it the New Lube project. What does a New Lube project encompass? Well, it presents a new user experience with revamped bottles and labels. The label design is inspired by vehicle dashboards, and each section has its own key information about the product. The transition from the previous bottles we had to the ones we're implementing now is gradual. So if you are to order, you may receive the old bottle of one product and the new bottle of another. But we're nearing the end of that transition now, so the majority should be the bottle here. Now, I did mention that the label design is inspired by vehicle dashboards. What do I mean by that? Well, you'll see the different sections here. You'll have the center, which is your product range and your product name. Below it are the viscosity name and some OEM approvals, which are the key points that you really want to get front and center. When anybody looks up a product, they want to know what viscosity it is, what approvals it is, and what's the name of the product, obviously. Looking at the top row, starting from left to right, we have the oil application and quality. When we say quality, we mean mineral conventional, semi-synthetic or synthetic blend, and fully synthetic. Then in the next square, you'll see a green one here. That's for fuel economy. This is our reason to believe in the product. And I'll get a little more into those later, but you'll see reason to believe is also linked to the bottom right, because every reason to believe or specific to product is also referenced with its appropriate badge on the bottom right of the bottle by the quantity. The next section typically denotes whether this is a diesel or gasoline intended product. This gets a little hairy when we're talking about Euro specifications, because there are specifications, for example, in the Volkswagen brand, where a product will be recommended for both gasoline and diesel applications. On the bottom left, we have a QR code that will send you to our Total website, in which you can find product data sheets, safety data sheets, and all pertinent information. And then obviously on the bottom right, we have the bottle size. So just a little key to decipher this new labeling and bottles, and keep an eye out for them. Now, I mentioned the reasons to believe. Now, these reasons to believe are in a hierarchy. I'll get into the hierarchy of our products later, but the Quartz Ineo Extra and the Quartz 9000 Extra are two new products, or two new sub-ranges associated with EcoScience technology. What does this mean? This means that there's up to 33% improved fuel economy compared to industry standards. These are 0W20 products and less viscous, such as 0W16. The next reason to believe is age-resistant technology for the Quartz Ineo and the Quartz 9000 range. Now, this is up to 74% less wear in your engines. And the third reason to believe is clean shield technology, which is applicable for the Quartz 7000 and 5000 sub-ranges. This is up to 64% cleaner engines compared to industry standards. Now, if we go bottom up, the Quartz 5000 is our conventional or mineral offering. 7000 is synthetic, blend, or semi-synthetic. And then anything 9000 up is fully synthetic. The Quartz 9000 line, which I'll get into later, is primarily US and Asian OEMs. And then there's a sub of the 9000, which is a 9000 Energy, which focuses more on Euro. Quartz Ineo is a dedicated Euro lineup. And then the extras, like I mentioned before, are the low viscosity 020s, 016s. But let's get into how our products line up against OEMs. Now, being that we're a global company, We have products to cover all markets. In this case, we're going to talk first about US and Asian OEMs. For US and Asian OEMs, we would like to highlight this slide here. With US and Asian OEMs, it's primarily our Quartz 9000 Future and 9000 Extra Future. If we start from the top bottom, we have our Quartz 9000 Extra Future FGC 0W20. Now I know that's a mouthful, but the key points here are that it's an extra product and that it's FGC 020. What does FGC mean? Well, specifically it means that it's our Dexos 1 Generation 2 designated product. And this is more applicable to the US OEMs such as Chevy, GM. It also has a Ford approval, the 962A1, which is the most recent API-SP aligned 0W20 specification. The next extra product is a Quartz 9000 Extra Future XT 0W16. This is your dedicated low viscosity for the Asian OEMs such as Toyota, Honda, Mitsubishi, Subaru. Also API-SP. This one differs from the other products because it is a GF6B ILSAC specification as opposed to the GF6A. For those of you that don't know, ILSAC split the specifications when transitioning from GF5 to GF6, specifically because of the new requirements for low viscosity products. Specifically, GF6B is for 0W16 and less viscous. There are already talks of 0W12, 0W8s in the Asian market, so that's something to keep an eye out for. Also notable with the 0W16s is that the little starburst that was customary on the bottles for 0W16s has now differed. The 0W16 will have a shield instead of a little starburst. Moving down the line, we have our non-XT products. The first one is the Future FGC 530. Again, these are all fully synthetic. The FGC is our Dexos 1 Gen 2, as I mentioned before, and it has its Ford approval. Then we have the 9000 Future XT, 5W20, 5W30, and 10W30. Each of them are API-SP, ILSAC GF6A, and the 520 and 530 both have their respective Ford approvals, aligned with the most recent API and ILSAC specifications. Now, if we look here at our new lube chart, I know this is a little hard to read and there's a lot of information here, but if we look at the first one on the bottom here, we have Quartz 5000 range. As I mentioned, they're the conventional motor oils. They're all the Future XT products. Future XT spans 5,000, 7,000, 9,000. Within the 9,000 Future ranges, we have the XTs and the FGC that I mentioned before, but we also have an NFC product. Basically, anything Quartz 9000 Future down is focused on US and Asian OEMs. But you'll see that the majority of our products lie above that. And why is that? Like I mentioned before, we are a European oil company, and as such, we have focused many years or decades on European specifications and products for those vehicles in the European domain. I had mentioned the 9000 having a sub-range. That's the 9000 Energy. Now, this is a fully synthetic oil for vehicles not equipped with particulate filters or diesel particulate filters or any post-treatment system. Above that, we have the in-ear range, which is a low SAPS oil, typically for vehicles with particulate filters. Low SAPS because the SAPS or the sulfated ash will clog up those particulate filters. So it's required that they have low SAPS. And then we have the extra ranges, the 9000 extra products we had mentioned before, but we also have INEO extra products. Those are the Long Life, Dynamics, and EC5, which is brand new. Instead of going through all of these products and listing the specifications they cover, what we decided to do here was go Buy European OEM, make it a little more digestible and easier to understand, especially for garage owners that cover different types of European OEMs. Specifically, we'll start with the Volvo engine oil specifications. Here we have three. Going from the newest to the oldest, as well as the apparent requirements of the engine oils. The VCC RBS 02AE is the newest specification of Volvo's lineup, and it calls for a 0W20. This is our Quartz Ineo Extra EC5 0W20. Extra for the fuel efficiency and for the viscosity. Now this product, like I said, is a 0W20 and it's brand new. We can actually cross out coming soon and say that the product has been set up. Orders can be placed if need be, and I'll cover that product in a couple other OEMs as well. The next specification, the 356, calls for a 0W30, which is our Quartz 9000 Energy 0W30. And the 377 is the oldest of the three, which calls for the 9000 Future NFC 5W30. So you'll see we'll have the three main viscosities and specifications covered for Volvo. The next one's a twofer. We have Volkswagen and Audi. Like I mentioned before, there are OEMs that do both gasoline and diesel specifications, and Volkswagen and Audi are examples of that. They'll have the two specifications in one. The first one is the 502, 505 specification, covering the viscosities between 030 and 5W40, and this is for vehicles without diesel particulate filters, to which we recommend the Quartz 9000 Energy in the same viscosities. The 504, 507 are specifically for the 30 weights, being 0W30 and 5W30. In this, we recommend the Quartz Ineo Long Life 030, 530. The newer specifications, the ones that will grow in volume as in the years to come, are the 508, 509, and the 511. The 508, 509 is a 0W20 spec that is not backwards compatible as previous specifications were. For this, the recommended product is our Quartz Ineo Extra Long Life 0W20. The 511 specification is one that you won't see very often. It's a diesel specification that's primarily relevant in Europe. For that, we have a new product called Quartz Ineo FGO 5W40. Now, the next Euro we have is Mercedes-Benz. Now we have four specifications here: the 2295, 22951, 52, and then the 71. Moving down, the 2295 calls for a 30 or 40 weight, to which it also lines up to the Energy with the same viscosities. The 22951 is backwards compatible with the 5 spec, and it calls for a 030, 530, or 040, to which we have two products, the Ineo Long Life 5W30 and the Ineo Efficiency 0W30. Now, the 22952 specification in most cases can be backwards compatible with the 5.1, but it's recommended that you check the owner's manual because there are applications that it's not backwards compatible. This is something that this specification is important if you're servicing Sprinter vans, because all of them call for the 5.2 and you cannot use the 5.1. This is a 5W30. The newest specification is a 22971. This is for 020s and 520s, and our product associated with increased fuel efficiency is the one I mentioned prior, Ineo Extra EC5 0W20. Now we get to a new animal, a little complicated one for the US, BMW. Why do I say it's a little complicated? Well, the rest of the world uses one specification between the two first listed. And anywhere else in the world, Long Life 04 can be used for gasoline and diesel specifications. But in the US, that is not the case. Due to our gasoline quality in the US, or in North America rather, there is a specific specification called the Long Life 01, to which we recommend Quartz 9000 Energy 5W30. Now, there is a variant of the 01 specification, which is the FE, Long Life 01 FE. Now, what this is just a lower high temp, high shear viscosity. So it's associated with a little bit of fuel economy savings. But the funny thing about that is you'll see other companies have a Long Life 01 FE and it'll still be a 5W30 in most cases. Now, for Long Life 04, we have more options. For this diesel specification, we have in the INEO range, the FGO 540, Long Life 530, MC3 530, and Efficiency 030. And then the newest specification that is currently out is the Long Life 17 FE Plus. Now this is backwards compatible with the 14 FE Plus and is for gasoline and diesel engines from 2013 and newer. For that, we have two products, the INEO Extra Dynamic 0W20 and the INEO Extra EC5 0W20. So you'll see there's a little bit of overlap between different OEMs. So let's say you're doing Volkswagen, Audi, and Benz. There are some overlaps, and between Benz and BMW, there are some overlaps. So depending on what you're working on, you can mix and match so that you have a short offering that'll cover both OEMs. Next one we can cover is the Porsche engine oil specifications. Here we have our products for the three specifications listed. The A40 is specifically for 40 weights, being 0W40 540, and we have the 9000 energy in the same viscosities. The C30 and the C20 are similar specifications, but the 30 and the 20 denote the viscosity. So we have the INEO Long Life 030 and 530, but then for the 020, being that it's a less viscous fluid, it falls in our extra range, the Quartz INEO Extra Long Life 0W20. Now we have Jaguar and Land Rover. Now we have the newest product listed at the top for the STJLR 5150006. This specification or approval in most of the times will overlap with the 5122 specification. The only cases in where that will differ is in cold weather climates. The 5122 is preferred, but you can still use a 5006. They are both still 0W20 products. We have the Quartz EC5 and the Quartz INEO Extra Dynamics 0W20. The two older specifications are the 035004 and this 5003. The 5003 isn't as applicable to the US. It's not a specification you should worry about. 5004 is the lion's share of the market for Jaguar and Land Rover, to which we have the INEO Eco-B 5W20. The next OEM is a big one for us at Total. We are the recommended lubricant provider for Aston Martin, and to which we provide three products. Quartz INEO Racing 10W60 is a higher zinc product, and it is recommended for V8 Vantages using the 4.3 liter naturally aspirated engine or the 4.7 V8 naturally aspirated in the models listed. For the DB11 or DBS, which use the 5.2 liter V12 turbocharged engine, it's the Quartz INEO Extra Dynamic 0W20. And for the DB11 Vantage using the 4.0 liter V8 turbocharged engine, the recommended product is a Quartz 9000 Energy 0W40. The next two we have are Ferrari and Lamborghini. And the reason I put these two together is because these are a little bit oddballs and they're a little harder to service. First off is Ferrari. The three products that we'll offer are the INEO Racing 1060, the 9000 Energy 540, and 530. Ferrari doesn't really work off of Ferrari-based specifications or approvals as other OEMs do, and the same could be said for Lamborghini. For Lamborghini, we have the INEO Racing 1060 as well, the INEO Long Life 5W30, and then the 9000 Energy 540, 530, and the Racing 2050. Now, this Racing 2050 is not a product that you'll get a lot of requests for, but it's actually pretty large in the hot rodding community because it is a high zinc product and it will withstand the high temperatures of a racing engine very well, as will the 1060. But the viscosity requirements are different, obviously. So that's the spread that we have for you on Euro approvals and that we have and how they apply to the different OEMs. If you have any questions, you can always reach out to technical at technicalusa@total.com. But this is a point now where I pass the buck over to Pon Fox to talk a little bit about Total as a service and solution provider.
Thank you, Lewis. Thank you for all of you attending, and thanks for letting us be here today. So what I'd like to talk about now is what Total could do as a service and solution provider. Some of the programs that we have to offer are Total signage programs, and that'll be in the next slide, and I could discuss a little bit more about that. We also have an oil analysis program where you can order kits, put your oil in, and you can send it off to get an analysis. And that is something that we do at our lab facility as well, and it's all done in-house. We also have one of the great things about being in Rockingham, North Carolina is we are local, and the Rockingham facility is one of the 2 Total-owned blending facilities in the US. It is a full service facility. We deliver bulk and packaged goods. We have over 200 plus SKUs in stock, and the turnaround time is 24 hours on in-stock items. Currently, we have plans in progress to add a grease manufacturing by 2022. And again, as I mentioned, we do have a full service on-site testing lab with an additional 1,200 square feet of lab space being constructed right now for additional testing and research and development. Another great thing that we have is a cross-reference chart that we can provide where you could put in your engine oils and cross-reference. Well, currently with the current reference cross-reference chart is you would just look at the competitor's information or what you're using, and then it would cross-reference into our product. But what we're doing is we're actually changing that, and it's in the works right now. Probably in the next month or 2, we're going to be coming out with a Lube Advisor tool. And what that will be is you could log in on our TDP portal once you have an account set up, and you can actually go in and put the engine, make, model, the specifications, and it will pull up the product that is recommended for that vehicle. And also we provide product training. We could do that via webinar or on-site. Currently right now we wouldn't be able to, but a lot of our training programs are customized based on your needs and your demands of the shops that you have as far as the customer target markets that you're focused on. And then for our signage programs, we have an e-store, and we could do a lot of the co-branding where if you wanted to get standing banners, those are made available to you. We have razor sale signs. We also have curb displays. I think there's some more on the other side. Yes, some curb signs. We also have folding signs, and we have lots of counter displays and anything that you need from floor mats to oil change stickers. Those are some of our signage programs that we offer to our customers. And some of the key takeaways, with Total is that, yes, we are a global lubricant provider. We have a complete product range to cover all the Euro and domestic OEM needs. Again, we have the local support and infrastructure in place to support the Southeast region, with our warehouse facility and blending facility being in Rockingham, North Carolina. And we also have, again, the additional services, the training, the signage program, the oil analysis, and the sales materials that will help, further grow your business. And at this point now, what I would like to do is take it back to Lewis for any questions, Q&A that you all may have.
Thanks, Fawn. Maddie, I don't see where I can pull up. Oh, there we are.
See anything in the chat?
I don't see any questions.
Either. There may not be any questions.
No
Lewis, you
worries.
were that good. Lewis and Pond, you were that good.
Yeah, that's a good sign, I guess.
Well, I would like to see, this is Kurt House. I'm the East Region Sales Director with Total. And first off, Lewis and Pond, very good job with the presentation. And we're very excited to be partner with IGONC. And we definitely appreciate those that have attended today. And our goal is to offer some value to your shop and bring extra services. So don't hesitate to reach out to any of us if there's any questions, if there's anything that we can support you with. As the COVID hopefully continues to decrease and more people get vaccinated, we plan on being out in the field rather soon. So hopefully we can have some face-to-face visits with some of you to discuss our product line a little further. So again, thank you, Maddie, thank you, team, and thank you for everyone that's joined here this afternoon.
Thank you, Kurt.
Thank you, Kurt. And now I believe Maddie has, I believe she did the drawing and she could draw the name of who actually won the lunchtime giveaway.
Yeah, so I selected 2 winners, and I guess we'll announce, we can go ahead and announce both of them, or should I just announce one?
It's completely up to you.
I'll just announce both of them at both of the webinars. So this was for those who completed the Total quiz correctly and registered for today's webinars. The 2 winners are John Hill and Terry Gregoire, and that is awesome. We are happy to have them all participate, and they will receive a $60 prize from Total.
Yay.
Awesome.
Wonderful.
I will send that out. I will send that out tomorrow for them.
Perfect.
If I could, I would do a white glove delivery, but as of this time, I can't. Well, thank you, everyone. We really appreciate you all being here and being able to attend. And thank you again for letting us be a part of, this big partnership with IGONC. And we definitely look forward to more to come in the future with IGONC and their members.
Definitely. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Lewis, for your presentation, and Pon and Kurt for being here and building our relationship with Total. And we're happy to move forward, and we see big things with Total in the future.
Yeah, thank you very much. We really appreciate it. And looking forward to seeing it again later. Learned a lot.
Thank you.
We'll talk to everyone this evening again. Thank you again. Thank you, Kurt. Thank you, Lewis.
Thank you,
Thank
everyone.